The flight had just begun its journey. Passengers, they were settling into their seats. Some were watching movies, some were sleeping, some were dreaming about reaching to London. And then, the sky over Israel suddenly turned into a security zone. Because something really unusual, something really disturbing triggered one of Israel's highest aviation emergency alert. A commercial passenger plane, a Wizz Air flight heading towards London, was suddenly forced to turn back. And this was not a normal technical problem, by the way. This was something far more serious. Reports say that suspicious behavior from a passenger was there, a threatening message received mid-flight, and rising fear of a possible hijack or terror attempt. Within minutes, Israel's air defense system jumped into the action. Fighter jets, they were scrambled. Yes, military jets armed, fast, and flying straight towards a civilian passenger plane. Can you imagine the scene inside that particular aircraft? Passengers looking outside windows, seeing fighter jets flying beside them, military aircraft escorting them through the air. Confusion, fear, silence. Nobody knew what was exactly happening. The Israeli Air Force quickly took control of the situation. In fact, a commercial flight was placed under full military surveillance. No chances were taken, no risks were ignored here. The pilots were instructed to immediately turn the aircraft around. Destination? London. It was abandoned. Now comes another destination, Ben Gurion Airport, Tel Aviv. Now, here's why this particular moment becomes extremely sensitive, because Israel is already on high alert due to rising tensions in the Middle East. There are ongoing fears connected to regional conflict, specifically including Iran. Security agencies are operating with maximum caution. Every threat is treated as real, every warning is treated as urgent. And when a suspicious message appears during the flight, authorities do not wait for confirmation. They act fast. As the escorted aircraft approached Tel Aviv, emergency teams, they were already waiting for them on the ground. In fact, counter-terrorism officers, security specialists, medical team, intelligence personnel, everybody was present there when the plane landed. But the drama, it was far from over. Passengers, they were not immediately allowed to leave. Authorities began intense security inspections. Every bag was checked. Every passenger was questioned, every device was scanned. Well, investigators, they were trying to answer one terrifying question. Was this a real hijack attempt or just a false alarm that could have ended in disaster? In the meantime, the timing of this particular incident adds another explosive layer, because the scene comes at a moment when Israel's leadership is preparing for critical diplomatic discussions with the US. Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to engage in major talks in Washington. Talks focusing on regional security, Iran's nuclear concern, military coordination, rising Middle Eastern conflicts, and suddenly a possible hijack scare hits Israeli airspace. Well, the message is chilling. The regime remains on the edge. Modern aviation security today is extremely complex. Pilots receive threat signals instantly. Air defense systems track aircraft every second. Military response can be launched within minutes. This particular incident shows how quickly civilian travel can become part of a national security operation here. But thankfully, the flight landed safely. No confirmed terror attack was reported, but psychological impact, that remains huge.